No, it's Colina again. Today I wanted to come on and talk with you about the power of woman. Much of women's wisdom has been pretty drastically removed from our normal operating space, taken away. There's women's technology and the sacredness of women's connection has kind of been reduced to criticizing and competing and complaining about each other purposefully, because women are such powerful creatures, and women are the ones on the earth that have the deepest connection with the divine naturally because of our body structure. We're the ones that are here to lead humanity back. So, of course, those that don't want humanity to lead themselves, back to their divinity, want to interrupt that. So women's sacred circles, women's ability to menstruate together, even all fabrics of women's sacredness has been ripped to shreds. So we're here to take a little bit of that back, bit by bit, little by little. So what can we do? First, we can learn a little bit more about ourselves. We can start to connect with women in more of a sacred manner, whether that's through sacred spaces, women's circles, moon lodges, moon circles, even if it's your yoga friends or people you meditate with or people you enjoy nature with. Finding the women in your life that always lift each other up, always provide the space for each other. And when you get off of a communication with this person, you know that you're just feeling lifted. And I definitely have friends where even when times are really hard, we're like, okay, so how can we, make the most of this conversation? How can we really allow our connection to support us? And these are the sacred connections that we want to build with women. And we want to reduce in every way that we can all the connections where we are competing with each other, or we're judging ourselves over each other. So it requires some discerning of the people you want, the energies you want around you, and also like the energies that are inside of you. So being personally responsible for, being aware of those spaces where our minds are in these addictive, catty cycles. It's okay. It's not your fault. It's happened. But being aware of that and choosing to be like, okay, I'm thinking this and I just don't need to. So redirection, sometimes even over trying to convince ourselves that what we're thinking is wrong. It's not inherently wrong. It's triggered a past trauma event. So you're putting more energy into this particular communication than it really deserves. So anytime that find ourselves super emotionally engaged by something, chances are it has a lot more to do inside of us with something inside of us than this particular simple communication that's going on now. So let's learn a little bit about women's wisdom and women in general. We all know that our body structure is the creation of is created for the ability to bring the soul from the higher realms into manifestation. So we've got this direct line coming through our womb. The yoni, the womb space, is super sacred in so many ways that we're not going to get into right now. We're just going to simply crack open that door a little bit. There's so many avenues for womb healing and yoni healing, and using your access to pleasure as a way to elevate your spirit. Our sexuality is super divine. And that is also one main thing that has been taken away. The sexuality of the world is either turned really dark or non-existent. We're either not supposed to be sexual, or it's gone down very dark avenues. So really realigning that and empowering that. Healing thing that we can do for ourselves. So in the Yoga Sutras, it is written that women are 16 times more powerful than men. It's obviously not our muscle structure that's 16 times more powerful than men. Our energy structure is 16 times more powerful than men. We can attract all the things to us. We can manifest in amazing ways. But what we're manifesting has everything to do with our energy space. And we have 16 times the potential for commotion and chaos and destruction that men have as well. So it's about finding where you want to be, who you truly are. And that's why we're doing all this Moon Center stuff, because it's a beautiful, direct scientific avenue to finding your own gifts, noticing your challenges, and taking responsibility for those challenges in really super loving ways. Refusing to beat ourselves up over things, refusing to not accept ourselves in the places our mind, our emotions, and our physical bodies are currently at. This is all warfare that's been constructed for us to use against ourselves. And it's just time for us to find ways to stop that, to unlearn all the bullshit that's trickled down for generations and generations. You are here now because you are the chosen one in your lineage, all sides of your lineage right now. You're here because you have the power and the tools to shift the trauma from your past, your childhood, your past lives, your ancestors. It's all here right now. So though it may feel sometimes even more overwhelming, because we are sensitive and we can feel the traumas. That's why sometimes our bodies go through things. We're noticing a lot more autoimmune issues, a lot more diseases affecting women, because everything's on the table. And plus we've been, fed a diet of toxic shit for a few generations now, and they've snuck that in under our noses. So how can we be kinder to ourselves? How can we take better care? Okay, so simplify, right? Instead of beating ourselves up over if I can afford the organic vegetables and should I eat meat, should I do this, should I do that, stop listening to everything that's going on outside of you and just come back into your body. Sometimes even highly enlightened people, because of particular things, need heavier foods to ground themselves. It could create different weights in bodies, So wherever you are at is perfectly perfect, because your body is doing exactly what it needs to teach you the lessons it needs. Your voice is exactly the tone and texture that your body needs in order to heal. Your voice, your vocal cords are the most healing thing, and it's your access. So here's a very interesting thing as well. So in the womb, the vagina, the yoni, the womb space, vocal cords are one. And they actually move apart. So then you have two. So we've got magic in the womb, the yoni and womb space. And we've got more magic in the vocal cords and in the throat. So there's a lot more that can go on there. That's just another thought. Women's energy is cyclical. I think I might say circular on my website, but if you add dimension to that, you notice it's actually spiral. Okay, so we go around and around. We operate with the moon. So each month we go through a small death and a small rebirth in surrendering to our own processes and our own wisdom. We can cultivate what's really there for us. And we each have such special gifts. It's not that any person or any woman is here with duplicate gifts of another woman. It's not about competing, because we've all come here with complementary tasks and gifts to share with each other. So there's no actual reason to compete, and it very much erodes who we are as a soul. So we have to step back out of that. And it's taken years and years for me to finally get to the place where, I can be more responsible for that. And I can feel less of the pain of all the self-judgment that I had for myself when I didn't measure up in all the external ways that the world told me that I should. That's why we have women's moon centers. It's a bit more complicated than men, but that's because we have such amazing gifts that we are here to share. So I'm sharing the moon centers with everyone because this has been such a key for me to understand my own cycles and to get deeper and deeper inside myself. Yes, for shadow mining, but that's like, we're women. Working with our shadow is something that we do constantly. It's not like, oh, I did my shadow work. It's that we're just aware of the things and we're working on them constantly. So shadow work, just like spiritual work, is not like a one and done. It's like, oh, I'm going to a healer and I got healed. Going like it's all part of taking utmost responsibility and utmost care for ourselves. I wanted to share with you today an energy practice that will help clear you and charge you in this time where there's so much going on. All of the women that I know that, are really cultivating their gifts, they've been called to step back. All the healers, all the shamans, all the light workers, whatever your label is for yourself, and however many labels you have for your beautiful self. Everybody I know has been called to step back because we've been called to wait a minute, what's my energy here? So we have to differentiate our energy from other people's, which can be tough for empaths. We have to know our energy structure. We have to consolidate and build our foundation so that we can grow it. So right here, we're building our foundations. Okay. So get really comfortable. You can sit up, you can lay down if you'd like to. Doesn't really matter how you're sitting to do this, but let yourself be tall, comfortable and unobstructed. So take some deep breaths, and however you'd like to just come into your body and calm down, noticing the air moving through your nostrils. On your face, your jaw to relax. Noticing how that instructs the rest of your body. It's time to calm down. And as you're sitting here or laying, if your throat opens up or your neck is crooked, just notice the space of your neck. Notice your hips. If your spine is bent out a little bit, just bring it into alignment, tucking your hips into neutral, lifting your sternum gently, noticing your neck. And then notice also in this, if you bring your chin down just a little bit, feeling the length in the back of the neck, right at the bottom of the skull. It's a really neutral space for you. Anytime that you're doing breath work or you're meditating, it's going to enhance your body's ability to move the energy from top to bottom so it doesn't get right there. Notice the space of your neck. We're going to be using the mantra Om. However, we're going to have a little chat about the mantra Om. So the sound of Om actually is not meant to vibrate the front of the mouth and the lips like English. It's the tongue touches the roof of the mouth. In Kundalini, it's spelled O-N-G instead of O-M. This is the primal sound of source of creation. So this is called, the mouth is called the cave of creation in yogic scriptures. So there are 48 meridians at the top of the mouth. By touching the tongue to the top of the mouth, this is very, very brief. There's a lot more that you could go into with this, but by touching the tongue to the top of the mouth, it activates, it closes the channel. So energy runs up your spine from your sacrum, your sacral pump, all the way up the back of your spine, tips over through your pineal and pituitary gland, comes down. If your tongue is touching the roof of your mouth, drops straight down where it's stored in the navel. Now, if it doesn't, it stays up here. which is fine, but can make you heady or dizzy and just like not give you the energy circulation and energy storage that we're really looking for. So tongue touches the roof of the mouth. And as we're chanting, we can chant in a very low sound, even though we're taught to sing it out and make it sound pretty. This low chant is what's going to give you the oomph, the energy behind the sound. And as you chant it low, and as you practice, maybe not quite at first, but possibly, you'll be able to feel it from your root all the way to your crown, like Om. Om. So we'll be using that later on at the end of the exercise here. So continue being super relaxed in your body. Take a deep breath in. Relaxing your mind, relaxing any thoughts, relaxing any tension inside your body, just noticing it. And whether it will go or whether it wants to stay, just accepting it for where it is, allowing. So now we're going to visualize our Earth Star chakra above the head. Imagine a bright light. And imagine light spiraling down from your Earth Star chakra through your body, purifying your physical, mental, energetic, plasma bodies, emotional bodies, all the other bodies I haven't mentioned. There are many bodies in yoga, but all of your bodies. Imagine the sparkly gold and white light spiraling down from your Earth Star chakra above your head, purifying your body, mind, emotions, all the way down to your feet, to the earth. Breathing normally, allowing the energy coming from the heavens, divine source, moving through your Earth Star chakra, purifying your whole self. Keeping this light around you as it spirals around and through every part of you. Program this light to continue to clear and protect all of your energy bodies. Program this simply with your intention and your request. And in this manner, it will stay with you throughout your day and continue to clear and protect you. Now visualize an egg of light around you. Just at the edge of your auric field. So on the outside of this egg, they're going to mirrors. So allow the mirrors and the external edge of this egg to notice any negativity coming towards you and simply return to sender. No energy added, no energy taken away. Just let it go back to where it came from. Noticing now. No, on the inside of the egg, you are left with only your energies and nobody else's. The inside of the egg may reflect back at you your own energies so that you may be clear on anything that is your gift or anything that may need to be cleared up inside of you. Allow the blessing of this reflection to bless your relationships so that our external relationships don't need to show us our shadow because we are responsible for our own. So here we are sitting in our beautiful egg of light, reflecting people's negativity and the world's negativity back out, return to sender style. And allowing our inner bubble to secure us and help us with our mission. So program this mirror to alert you gently when negativity is headed your way and reflect it back. And inside your beautiful egg, visualize the light refracting off of your beautiful mirror. Rearranging all parts of yourself and all parts of your energy fields back into a state of perfect balance and harmony. Taking all the time you wish. Noticing the shapes and angles, allowing and surrendering to the restructuring in your original divine blueprint. Allowing for the downloads and the connection. Noticing where we're clearing up our misunderstandings and accessing a space inside that has never, ever been broken. Feel free to stay in this energy as long as you like. And when you're ready to come out, you can simply move your awareness back to the outside of your body. Notice your skin, if there's a breeze. Notice your fingers and toes. Notice the air moving through your nostrils. Aware of your external space, maybe shaking it out a little bit, grounding yourself, touching the ground if you like. It's a wonderful energy practice that's been given to us. You can do it morning and night. You can do it anytime you wish to bring yourself back in. Leave the other stuff behind. Thank you for joining me.